There are several characters in the Star Wars universe whose power in the Force seemingly dwarfs the greatest feats of others. There are powerful light and darksiders alike who have absolutely mastered their skill in the Force and have progressed farther than most would deem possible. But there are also those characters in the Star Wars universe that hold extreme potential and the natural ability to surpass even the greatest warriors of the past. And today we will be discussing why the character of Kylo Ren may in fact be one of the most inherently powerful Force users we have seen thus far in the Star Wars mythos. Before we see what Kylo Ren is capable of in The Last Jedi, I would want to explain what we know thus far. In this video, we won't be analyzing so much of Kylo Ren's feats, but rather what he is made of, and more specifically, the materials and place in the Force that make him so powerful. For starters, I wanted to address something that is stated in the visual dictionary for The Last Jedi, where it is explained that Snoke chose Kylo as an apprentice because he believes that only a Skywalker is capable of destroying Snoke's greatest threat, Luke. In the dictionary, it explains that it is Snoke's belief that only an individual with the natural gift of a Skywalker could even challenge Luke, and are aware that Snoke is apprehensive about confronting Luke himself, as he has severe injuries plaguing nearly his entire body. It is because of this that Snoke has selected the greatest apprentice that he has available to him, Kylo Ren. Snoke points to Kylo's stance in the Force as a reason why he is so powerful, as Snoke is not strictly adherent to the power of the dark side, and acknowledges the power of the light and the power that it grants, rather than dismissing it outright like the Sith did. It is where you are from, what you are made of, the dark side, and the light. The finest sculptor cannot fashion a masterpiece from poor materials. He must have something pure, something strong, something unbreakable with which to work. In this quote, Snoke clearly addresses that it is where Kylo stands in the Force and his powerful bloodline that causes him to be so naturally gifted in it. In the trailer for The Last Jedi, when Luke is training Rey on Ahch-To, he says,
"I've seen this raw strength only once before,"
after Rey breaks the ground beneath both of them. In this quote, Luke is most likely referring to Kylo and his natural power in the Force as he was training him as a young Jedi. Thus far in the Star Wars universe, the most powerful characters we have seen have all been restrained to one section of the Force out of fear or distaste for the other. Individuals like Yoda have always taught against the pull and allure of the dark side, while individuals like Darth Vader and Darth Sidious embraced the darkness. Yoda once had told me that fear led to hate, and hate to suffering, but Yoda had been wrong. Fear was a tool used by the strong to cow the weak. Hate was the font of true strength. Suffering was not the result of the rule of the strong over the weak. Order was. By its very existence, the Force mandated the rule of the strong over the weak. The Force mandated order. The Jedi had never seen that, and so they'd misunderstood the Force and been destroyed. But Vader's master saw it. Vader saw it, and so they were strong, and so they ruled. It is quite clear that the dark side of the Force grants more combative abilities than the light side of the Force, but still, the light side is very powerful in its own right, as characters like Yoda and Luke Skywalker have proven. Thus, if someone could mainly use the dark side, but also pull from the gifts of the light, they would become extremely powerful. I want to compare Kylo Ren to possibly the most combatively gifted Jedi to have ever appeared in Star Wars, that being the Jedi Master Mace Windu. Windu might in fact be the closest representation to the power that Snoke sees within Kylo Ren. Although the characters of Mace Windu and Kylo Ren couldn't seem more different, they are in fact very much alike. Windu was an individual that walked the line between the light and dark side of the Force, and because of this found great power in battle. The strength of Windu could be what Snoke desires Kylo Ren to achieve, only inverted, as Snoke desires Kylo to be mainly dark, but also pull from the light side without letting it corrupt him. Just as Windu was adherent to the light side of the Force and yet utilized pieces of the dark side in selection. By practicing control over himself and within the heat of battle, Mace Windu could tap into sections and parts of the dark side of the Force without letting it corrupt him at all. I believe this is what Snoke ultimately desires Kylo Ren to achieve as well. Snoke wants a warrior and enforcer that is a dark side user, but can also use the light. And as the darkness rises with Kylo, Snoke also expects the light to meet it. But leave in the comments your thoughts on this, and do you believe that through Kylo's bloodline, as well as where he stands in the Force itself, that he has the potential to be the most powerful character in the Star Wars universe? Or is this a great overestimation of his abilities? Please leave all your thoughts and theories on Kylo Ren in the comments down below, as I would love to read them.